Dan Loeb, a name whispered in hushed tones on Wall Street. Hello and welcome back to Math and Maticians. Today we'll join a team of activist investors alongside Dan Loeb as we journey into the boardroom of our next corporate takeover. Daniel Seth Loeb was born on December 18, 1961, in the beautiful Santa Monica, California. He enjoyed a comfortable upbringing with familial connections to the toy giant Mattel Inc., as well as Williams-Sonoma Inc., projecting him into the world of high finance. Loeb possessed a sharp intellect and a thirst for knowledge which helped him excel in his studies at Palisades Charter High School, an infamous Los Angeles secondary school with quite the extensive list of famous alumni, including movie director J.J. Abrams, NBA coach Steve Kerr, music producer will.i.am, famous actor Forrest Whitaker, and the list goes on and on. These early experiences were instrumental in helping shape his worldview. After high school, Loeb enrolled at UC Berkeley but then transferred to Columbia University. At Columbia, he thrived in the intellectually stimulating environment alongside future President Barack Obama, who he was an avid supporter during his presidential campaigns. He also first encountered the world of hedge funds at Columbia, and this early exposure planted the seeds for his remarkable career. After graduating from Columbia in 1984, Loeb joined Warburg Pincus. There, he learned the intricacies of valuing companies and structuring deals. Loeb spent 3 years at Warburg Pincus, honing his skills and developing his investment philosophy. In 1987, Loeb joined Island Records, showcasing his diverse interests. He served as a senior executive, overseeing corporate finance and operations. This experience gave him insights into brand building and intellectual property of a business. In 1990, he felt his exposure in a new business was substantial enough and returned to finance, joining Jefferies & Company, an investment bank headquartered in New York City. By 1995, after 5 years of learning at Jefferies, Loeb felt confident enough to launch his own hedge fund. He founded Third Point LLC with $3.3 million in seed capital. Loeb's focus at Third Point was on event-driven investing and then adopted an activist investing approach. The launch of Third Point marked a pivotal moment in his career. Daniel Loeb is renowned for his activist investing approach. He actively engages with the companies he invests in, seeking to unlock value. His methods are bold and unconventional, earning both praise and criticism. Loeb uses strongly worded letters to publicly pressure company boards. He aims to create value for all stakeholders. Central to Loeb's strategy is a focus on event-driven opportunities. He seeks companies undergoing significant transitions like mergers or restructurings. Loeb meticulously researches and acquires significant stakes in these companies. His ability to profit from these situations has earned him a reputation as a shrewd investor. Loeb is a master of negotiation and deal-making. He uses his influence to push for changes in the companies he invests in. His letters to CEOs are legendary for their bluntness and effectiveness. His mastery of the art of the deal has been instrumental in his success. Beyond finance, Loeb balances his life with family philanthropy and personal pursuits. He is married with 3 children and is a dedicated practitioner of Ashtanga Yoga. Loeb is also a passionate art collector, reflecting his intellectual curiosity. His diverse interests provide a grounding force in his life. Daniel Loeb is also deeply committed to philanthropy, focusing on a handful of his personal passions, one being education reform. He supports Success Academy charter schools and advocates for school choice. Loeb is also a vocal supporter of LGBTQ rights and marriage equality. His philanthropic endeavors reflect his values and desire to make a positive impact. Daniel Loeb's activist campaigns are absolutely legendary in the annals of Wall Street. He is by no means afraid to take on corporate giants, and his campaign against Yahoo in 2011 and 2012 is a prime example of his aggressive yet effective approach. At the time, Yahoo was struggling to adapt to the rapidly evolving digital landscape. Its once dominant position in search and online advertising was under threat from Google and Facebook. Loeb saw an opportunity. He believed that Yahoo's core businesses were undervalued and that its management team was failing to unlock its potential. He acquired a significant stake in the company through Third Point LLC. He then launched a very public campaign to shake things up. Loeb's campaign was relentless. He fired off a series of scathing letters to Yahoo's board of directors. These letters were leaked to the press, generating widespread media attention and putting pressure on the company to act. He criticized the board's lack of vision and its failure to execute a coherent strategy. He demanded change at the top. He called for the replacement of CEO Carol Bartz and required board representation for Third Point. Loeb argued that fresh leadership and a new strategic direction were essential to reviving the struggling internet pioneer. In 2013, Daniel Loeb set his sights on another iconic brand, this time across the Pacific. Sony, the Japanese electronics giant, was facing its own set of challenges. Its once dominant position in consumer electronics was under pressure from cheaper Asian rivals, and its entertainment division was struggling to compete with the rise of streaming services like Netflix. Loeb believed that Sony was a sprawling conglomerate in need of a shakeup. He acquired a stake in the company and began to publicly advocate for a spin-off of its entertainment division, which included its movie studio, music label, and gaming business. He argued that a spin-off would unlock value for shareholders by allowing the entertainment division to flourish independently. It would also allow Sony to focus on its core electronics business. Loeb's campaign against Sony was met with a mix of resistance and intrigue. Some investors applauded his willingness to challenge the status quo of a venerable Japanese company, while others questioned his understanding of Sony's complex business and the nuances of Japanese corporate culture. While Loeb's campaign did not immediately result in the spin-off he had sought, it did succeed in putting pressure on Sony's management to improve its performance. The company undertook a series of restructuring measures, including cost-cutting and the sale of non-core assets, in an effort to appease investors and revive its fortunes. In 2013, Daniel Loeb turned his attention to Sotheby's, the venerable auction house. Sotheby's, founded in 1744, was facing increasing competition from Christie's. Loeb, an avid art collector, believed Sotheby's was failing to innovate compared to competitors. He acquired a stake and launched a public campaign to shake things up. He once again targeted the very top of the company, this time being CEO William Ruprecht, who had been at the helm for nearly 2 decades. Loeb's campaign was his classic style, characterized by sharp-tongued critiques. He accused Ruprecht of lavish spending while neglecting shareholders' interest. Loeb called for Ruprecht's resignation, similarly to Yahoo, and once again demanded board representation for Third Point, greatly expanding their corporate reach. The battle played out publicly, with Loeb and Ruprecht trading barbs. Loeb's activism ultimately proved successful. In 2014, Ruprecht resigned, paving the way for a new CEO. Loeb's campaign showed his willingness to challenge established institutions. It highlighted his deep understanding of the art market. His activism forced Sotheby's to confront its shortcomings and adapt. Daniel Loeb's management style is not for the faint of heart. He is known for his demanding and hands-on approach. He expects nothing but the best from himself, which seems fair to then expect it from his team at Third Point LLC. Loeb fosters a culture of excellence where intellectual rigor and a relentless pursuit of returns are paramount. He is a demanding boss, known for his meticulous attention to detail and his high expectations from his analysts to be thorough in their research and be able to defend their investment ideas easily and rigorously. He expects his analysts to be thorough in their research. He expects them to be able to defend their investment ideas rigorously. He is not afraid to challenge his team, pushing them to think critically and to consider all angles of a potential investment. However, Loeb's demanding nature is balanced by his willingness to mentor and develop talent. He recognizes that his success is dependent on the strength of his team and invests in their growth by providing them with opportunities to learn and to take on increasing responsibility. Many of his former analysts have gone on to successful careers in finance, a testament to his mentorship and leadership. Loeb's management style is also characterized by his decisiveness and his willingness to take risks. He is not afraid to make bold bets when he sees an opportunity. He trusts his instincts and is willing to act quickly when necessary. This decisiveness has served him well over the years, allowing him to capitalize on market opportunities and to outperform his competitors. Daniel Loeb's aggressive investing style and outspoken personality have often landed him in controversy. His public battles with corporate boards and scathing letters to CEOs have earned him both admiration and criticism. Some applaud his willingness to challenge the status quo, while others view his tactics as overly aggressive. Critics argue his focus on shareholder value often comes at the expense of other stakeholders. Despite controversies, Loeb remains a powerful figure in finance, with his supporters arguing his activism has made companies more efficient and accountable to their investors and the general public. Whether seen as a corporate raider or a shareholder champion, Loeb's impact on finance is undeniable. Daniel Loeb, once known primarily for his aggressive activist campaigns, has shown an evolution in his approach in recent years. While he has not shied away from challenging corporate boards when necessary, he has also adopted a more constructive and collaborative approach in some cases, recognizing that working with management can sometimes be more effective than engaging in public battles. This shift towards constructive activism reflects Loeb's growing recognition of the importance of environmental, social, and governance factors in investment decisions. He has increasingly incorporated ESG considerations into Third Point's investment process, recognizing that companies with strong ESG practices are often better positioned for long-term success. In addition to his evolving approach to activism, Loeb has also adapted his investment strategies to the changing market landscape. He has expanded Third Point's portfolio to include more venture capital and technology investments, recognizing the growth potential of these sectors. He has also shown a willingness to invest in companies outside of the United States, recognizing that emerging markets offer significant opportunities for growth. This adaptability and willingness to evolve have been key to Loeb's enduring success. He has not been content to rest on his laurels or to rely on the strategies that brought him success in the past. He understands that the financial markets are constantly changing, and that investors must be willing to adapt to survive and thrive. Daniel Loeb's impact on the financial industry extends far beyond impressive returns at Third Point LLC. He has reshaped corporate governance, making companies more accountable and focused on value creation. Loeb's activist campaigns remind boards and CEOs of their accountability to shareholders. His influence popularized shareholder activism as a mainstream strategy. Loeb's success inspires new activist investors to challenge the status quo. This scrutiny has led to a greater focus on corporate governance and shareholder value. Beyond finance, Loeb's philanthropy, especially with Success Academy, has provided quality education to many children. His advocacy for LGBTQ rights and social justice has contributed to a more equitable society. Daniel Loeb's story is a testament to intellect, ambition, and challenging conventional wisdom. He has navigated financial markets with skill, amassing a fortune and leaving a lasting impact. His career is both an inspiration and a cautionary tale, showing that success in finance requires brilliance, boldness, and controversy. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up button. If you have anything to add or share, or anyone or company you would like to see in the next video, please post it in the comments below. And lastly, please subscribe to the channel because it greatly supports the work we do. Thanks again, and until next time. Stay calculating, my friends.